feel
No, I don't.
uncomfortable?
I'm okay.
Okay.
But this is new to me. And the question you're asking is very. Number one, I think we need to. You don't need to ask that. So can you phrase your questions?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay, first question. Various sources in the internet describe Palawan culture as rigid when it comes to societal roles of men and women. However, we know that some of these are already outdated. What can you say about this?
Resources internet is called the Palawan's culture rigid when it comes to the women's roles and men. I really.
No, number one, that doesn't apply in Palau
Yeah, it
because
doesn't.
Palau is a matriarchal society.
It doesn't. That's why I said number one is not. You don't need to go through that because I cannot answer you, and we don't.
No, the best explanation is Palau doesn't have a rigid, as you have described, because Palau is matriarchal. So they have, the women are stronger than the men, but as a respect to the men, they still hold positions in the society as well as the government. But the flow
The
of...
women are the roots of the
Correct.
of Palau. Are the roots, yeah. It's a big. You need to be there to see.
To best describe it is, since it's matriarchal, the respect of men to the women are very strong. The same goes with the women. They give back what is due to the men. So they also respect the duties and roles. But it is the women who gives the, not law, who really stands by their men, and the advices and the laws are coming from them. Because the flow of wealth and the flow of power comes from the women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mean that before only women were allowed in political?
No,
there was no.
no.
Ever
It's a
since-
man.
Oh, okay.
Ever since it's men
But
who hold.
the men will be like sitting it behind.
Oh, okay.
They're the what you call that? They're the roots of everything.
Parang ganito lang yan, in Tagalog. Yung babae ang nasusunod, pero ang lalaki ang nakaupo.
Oh, okay.
Ganon. Okay? So, yung babae sa kanila, yun ang, hindi siya, sa public, hindi siya nakaungaong sa ano. Pero sa kanya nang gagaling ang, kung ano yung magiging desisyon ng mga lalaki na nasa posisyon. Kasi ang ano nila, they have a chief. The places there, equivalent to provinces natin, each of the states that they have will have a chief. And that chief will have yung spouse. Meron silang queen na nangungonsulta din sila doon. Bago magbitaw ang chief, meron nang galing sa queen. Ganon yun.
Okay, let's say like here in Malate, I came to the higher clan. I have a sister, a mother, a sister, an auntie, a cousin. When you go to the like a meeting house, when you go there, before you go there, all of us will talk. Come with one decision. So when we go there, we will sit behind, but they will sit like facing me. Every time I talk, I look at them, and there's a sign between them that only them knows. what to say and what to do and what not to say.
Correct.
Okay. That's very refreshing kasi, diba,
Mm-hmm.
most cultures are very patriarchal.
Yes.
It's very beautiful.
And you still practice that, you know.
No, that's very beautiful.
But when you go down, you see that everybody are free and they do whatever they want. But still the women are still
The stronger
the
one.
stronger one.
Okay. Okay, thank you po. For the next question, what are some changes in the culture of Palau when it comes to men and women that have changed through the years? For example, are women now given equal opportunity with men when it comes to employment or leadership?
That's already answered.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because it's related to number
Okay,
one.
okay.
Since it's matriarchal, it doesn't
Alright,
apply,
okay.
right?
Okay. Next question. Palau was under several countries, specifically the United States of America and Japan, for a period of time. Can you cite some influences that these countries have contributed to your country and culture?
Okay, when
Number one is
Se-
the monetary usage. The currency that is being used in Palau is US dollar.
US dollar.
That's the number one influence of the United States. Japan, in terms of food,
Oh.
because they
in terms of food and custom,
correct.
there's similarity. So it blend when they came, we blend to each other. So we're really close now. In every Palawan household, there's like one or two or three people speaking fluently Japanese. Yeah.
So it's the language.
And if the younger generation, they learn it from their parents. Because like you have like husband and wife, you hide something from your kids, you speak in Japanese. And every day we hear that every day. And we know that they're hiding something from us. So we didn't just sing it every day. So we grew up speaking
Bilingual.
we're speaking English. Because we learn it in school, and then we learn Japanese at the house. But only the secret things that we know.
At the same time, the Palau language, Palawan
Doesn't
language,
matter.
they have their own language.
But do you also have your dialects?
Yes, it's a Palawan.
Yes.
It's called Palawan. In Palawan now you have like, there was this tribes who drift from, I think from Malaysia or Indonesia. And now, when they came like 1900, we took them in, became them land, and treat them as a Palawan. But they have their own language, their own custom. But they're part with us now. It's, they have their own governor, they have their congressmen, senators, and there's Palawan, but at their community they speak that language, and they call it Sonsorolis, or yeah. And they came like they were like in Philippines, Malay, you're Malay.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, you're Malay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the white skinned Filipinos are Malay.
The dark skin, they're Indonesians.
They call them a pure Filipino. But like in Prague, they're white and beautiful. We call them a different tribe.
Pag nalahian.
But in Palau, we look them like that.
Kasi
They're in
masyado
same
sila
class.
sa kultura.
Yeah, they never be a Palawan, but they're Palawans. In community, we accept them as well as and everything that we like US, Western style of government. They're the same. All the same. They can vote, they can say anything, but not all of them. They will assign their leader, and then he can speak in the community. It's not everybody can do that.
Okay. So besides the currency, the food, and the language, are there any other influences?
Filipino.
Oh, there are.
And there's like 6,000 Filipinos. 6,000 or 7,000 or more. There's
Eight
a lot.
now, eight.
So every household in Palau, there's Filipino living in